right. All right, we're turning the music off, closing the doors, but this ain't a players only where it's all down and gloomy and, oh, this team's struggling. This is a good one. This is an upbeat one because we've got one of the hottest players in the NHL, Kyle Connor of the Winnipeg Jets, joining us. And I got to start right off the hop. Every time I see you scoring goals, the stash is live and well. Can you give us a little background? Like, how you've had it now for a number of years, or you just grew it one day and you're like, this is going to be my jam.
Yeah, it's more of a November thing, but every once in a while I'll kind of pull it out randomly throughout the year. Yeah, it's a bit out of control right now, but it's all in good fun.
I mean, are you the type though, like, so say you have it for November, you're hot right now, you're scoring goals, the team's playing well. Are you superstitious? Is this something where you're like, let's just say you got a couple games left this month and you continue this heater? Are you going to just all of a sudden just keep that thing going? Or are you not superstitious?
It's a good question. I don't know. Maybe tune in to find out, but I'll probably take it off after November. We'll see. We'll see how the end of the month goes.
Well, when you have it that long, that one stage where it's like itchy, you smile a little bit and it sticks into your cheek. I think you're past that now. You can keep it going like Wyatt Earp style, no?
Yeah, I don't know. It's every time you eat something though, it gets better. I just start biting a little bit, but yeah, we'll see.
You're eating up the league right now, tied for the league lead with 14 goals. I want to talk about your shot. The accuracy of your shot just continues to amaze me. You grew up in and around Detroit, just north of Detroit, I believe. Is it something you worked on a lot when you were a youngster? And just give us an idea what kind of things you do in the offseason as a youngster to work on your shot.
Yeah. One of the things I remember growing up in minor hockey, that was probably one of the weakest assets in my game, to be honest. Probably around 10, 11, 12 years old. One of the coaches after the year told me that's something you really got to work on. And I just remember, obviously, shooting pucks in the garage. I got this small little fake plastic sheet of ice that, everybody shoots on. And it was just reps, every day, just trying to, different types of variety of shots and just shoot it until, you make it one of your strongest assets. And, I think it's something that I, took pride in and really worked on that craft and, still do. Obviously, you get skate a lot more in the summers and shoot on the ice and, don't have that garage set up right now as I did growing up, but, you get a lot more reps on the ice and just being very versatile because, defenders are so good in this league as well. They adjust to you and you got to constantly be working on it.
Wait, so you're not going outside during the season to shoot pucks in Winnipeg? Is that because you're not dedicated enough? Is that why you don't want to go outside?
Yeah, we got ice every day.
I got that plastic sheet of ice. It's a fake, whatever. It's got that synthetic on it. Yeah. I put it outside in my backyard, trying to get my son to shoot pucks. I grew up shooting pucks. It's like I tell all the kids, like, you want your shot to get better. It's not, don't shoot 10 extra pucks at practice twice a week. You got to shoot at home. Yeah. And hopefully, if he's watching right now, I hope he is. If he sees that the leading goal scorer in the NHL grew up shooting pucks on the same thing, I can get him to go out and shoot some more pucks. So that's great. Thank you for telling me and telling the fans that as well.
What's the thing I think everybody's got stories. We all probably can share them of things you destroyed at your house growing up and how
many windows.
Our hockey parents are good parents, man, because they've replaced my parents replaced garage doors twice. That was the thing I beat up all the time. Did you ring any off a crossbar in the garage, put holes in the wall? Like, what were some of the things you damaged?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the drywall took a beating for sure. I feel like we got smarter as the years went on, getting a little bit stronger of a shot. We put, boards around the outside of it, but there's a lot of pucks through the drywalls for sure.
What about the, Connie, we were talking, I think the Hughes brothers started building this. So now that you're in the NHL, you don't have to rely on your parents' hard-earned money. You can. Do you have some kind of shooting thing that you got going now? Because I love this part about it, and I don't know, it's kind of evolved where a lot of the NHLers now have a space in their house, right? And
there's Sid.
Yeah, Sid.
He rebuilt the one he grew up with. It's in his basement in Pittsburgh.
Built in the basement. So, like, did you have something now, or is that maybe some of these NHL rooms have shooting rooms now?
Yeah, like over the summer, I work out. There's a gym in Ethos in Plymouth, Michigan, and they have a great setup as well. They have synthetic ice and pretty much the same thing, better setup than I had growing up. So, you know, even after workouts, show up early, just, you know, shoot a couple pucks for sure. It always helps the game.
Now, not only are you a great shooter of pucks, but I haven't watched you guys a ton, but the games I've seen, when your lines out there, normally are with Scheifele and Iafallo, you put a lot of pressure on the defense of the other team. You create a lot of turnovers that way. Is that part of your MO of that line, is use your speed to create confusion, maybe to create some turnovers and get some chances that way?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the starting point for us is moving our feet, creating a lot of turnovers. That's, you know, when we're at our best. You know, when we're not playing as well, I think that's something we always get back to is creating turnovers. And obviously, once we have the puck, it's we don't kind of let our skills take over and creativity. But that's, you know, Alex Iafallo has done a great job coming into that line as well. And obviously, we even know what Mark Scheifele can do. But you know, we're turning pucks over. It's kind of a theme for our team as well. I think, you know, we forecheck so well. We just got to get through the neutral zone, and you know, our offensive zone game has been really fun to watch.
Producers, if you got that board of over the last number of years goals scored in the NHL, hey, Casey, you know what you've done. This is for the fans watching, because I want to know this part about it though. And this is goals by season. It's been incredible. And then when you talk about who in the NHL has scored the most goals, B, we were talking about this I think a week ago. I don't know how many people would say Kyle Connor, and you are doing what you're doing, and it's like sneaking under the radar. But from what I've learned, that's kind of been you. You didn't make the World Junior team. You go to Michigan, you lead the nation in goals. It's like, does that I don't want to say bother you. Does it drive you? Do you not really care? You just go about your business? Because I find it incredible. Like, you've scored goals as consistent as anybody in this league over the last number of years.
Yeah, I don't really waste any mental energy, I guess, on whether someone's concerned about where I fit in versus the league. Just go about my business. You know, maybe it's a market media thing in Winnipeg or, you know, elsewhere. But yeah, I just come to the rink, try to be the best player I can be, and kind of let that stuff take care of itself.
It's such a great attitude, Kyle. We had been talking about it for, I think, feels like 3 weeks now, about why do we not hear more about Kyle Connor?
Yeah, like we know, because our job, we watch all the games, right? And we're going around watching. But like I just find that when you're talking about the totals and the consistency, it's mind blowing.
It's crazy to me. And so I do a little deeper dive, and I see, okay, you went to Youngstown, then you went to Michigan, played for Red Berenson. Even your time in the American League, you just filled the net. If you want to talk about, if you could, your time in Youngstown and then playing in Michigan, because the numbers jump off the page. Were you committed to go to Michigan? Did you have to spend a couple years in junior A hockey in the U.S.?
Yeah, so I played 3 years in Youngstown, in USHL for the Phantoms, and it was awesome. Obviously, such a young part of my career and development. And you know, Coach Anthony Noreen down there was awesome. He just kind of let us play and develop as kids, and yeah, the goal was always to go to Michigan. I grew up in Michigan, huge fan. All their sports, football team, you name it, I'm all about it. Go blue. But so that was a dream come true. And went there my first year, and we had an awesome team. So it was just a lot of fun and kind of jumped right in. And yeah, there you see with Tyler Mott and JT Compher, obviously guys playing the NHL right now. So I was very, very lucky to hop on a line with those guys and kind of produce right away. And you kind of touched on it, Red Berenson. He's obviously a legend at Michigan, and we know what obviously a career he had in the NHL as well back in the day. He was fun to play for. He was up there 75, 76, but before practice, he's doing, we got the NASCAR laps going, skating around, shooting pucks. He's calling for pucks, and
right? He's an animal.
Still ripping backhands, and just loved the game. Like he was so fun to play for too, and obviously cherished and grateful for the time I had at Michigan. And that's such a tight community. Like we got a lot of guys that come back to Michigan and skate together, work out together, push each other. So it was a huge part of my development as well.
Great name for that line, that Michigan line. Connor, Confer, Mott, the CCM line. It was, and I remember watching those guys in the Big Ten. They were absolutely fantastic. And yeah, there you see where they're playing right now. Zach Werenski on that team also, we should point out, a stalwart in defense for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I want to get to know the Kyle Connor maybe away from the rink. And I love the state of Michigan. We've got a summer home in Michigan, Pentwater, Michigan. It's on the west side of the state. I don't know, where do you hang out in the summertime? Are you married? Are you getting married? Just fill us in on maybe what you do in the summer and what the private life looks like for Kyle Connor.
Yeah. Well, I did get engaged this summer, so excited about that for sure.
Congrats.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. Yeah, we live on the lake in kind of metro area, Detroit. Surf, golf, I love it all. I love the fish.
There you go.
Big outdoorsman too. Like we go ice fishing a ton in Winnipeg. The guys, we got a lot of good outdoors guys who we love to go. Like we go hunting, sit in tree stands, try to get some deer too. So that's a big part of what we do here in Winnipeg. So it's kind of got to deal with what you got in Winnipeg. So that's what we love to do. But yeah, big outdoorsman as well.
I think we see your fiance there on the far left.
And what kind of dog? What kind of dog is that?
Yeah, that's a Leon Burger. Samson, he's a big boy.
Oh,
I love it.
how much does he weigh?
He's 130, 140 right now. He's about,
I got to get him with Gordy. I got a newfie. He's one.
yeah, so they're part of they're awesome dogs. Really cool temperament.
I remember one time I was playing in Albany, New York, in the American League for the River Rats, and Chris Terreri was our assistant coach, right, former NHLer. He had a newfie, and we're sitting there, and the practice rink was like out in the boondocks of outside Albany, and it's in the middle of the woods, this practice rink, and they leave the door open on nice days, and we're tying our skates, and none of us knew we had this dog. He brought the dog to the rink, and this big black newfie comes walking in. I swear to God, we all thought it was a bear. So we're tying our skates. We're bent down tying our skates, and we look up, and this big black creature walks in, and we're all like, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those things are no joke. Big dog guy here, too. I want to ask you, though, one of the big things for me, I always wanted to do ice fishing. You ever do ice fishing?
Yeah, we do it all the time in Winnipeg. We got a day off. That's what we do. We got probably 4, 5, 6 guys that we just take the trucks out, pop the tank up, and just fish for walleye. It's fun. Yeah, Lake Winnipeg has got some world-class walleye. It's you flay them up, bring them back. We'll have a fish fry at night, so it's good times.
That's a time. That's a nice time, right?
Oh, gosh.
I love that.
That's
I love
living.
that. Hey, we got one more thing for you here. It's a little fun segment. We're going to show you some pictures of different things that have happened maybe in your career, and you're going to let us know what you were thinking in these moments, or if you remember these moments. I'm sure you remember this one.
Oh, look at the hair on that guy. That's the draft night. That's hugging Chris Lepkowski right there. He's been my agent for a long time. Met him really, really young. Obviously, mom and sister there. It's we all know how special the draft moments are, and it was cool. I was in Fort Lauderdale, obviously, and we kind of rented an Airbnb, and family, cousins, friends, and just made a party of it. So it was something I remember forever.
Like redoing this draft, I might have had you a little higher than 17th. No? What's going on here? I'm looking at one team in particular.
Pretty good draft.
I'm looking at one team in particular. You get to see a little more of Kyle Connor if the old Bees picked him up back home on my Nesson sports desk. Must have been. Did you expect to go in mid first round, or did you think maybe higher? I remember my draft year. I had no idea where I was going, but it still felt like forever.
Yeah, I actually remember having a really good interview with Dale Talon in Florida. I think they had pick 11 that year, and kind of thought it might be there, but yeah, for some reason they obviously went different ways, and had no idea when the next time I would go, to be honest. And then Winnipeg was walking up there, and you kind of get that bump from your agent, like, hey, you're going here, and you never believe it until you hear your name. But it's a surreal feeling for sure.
Awesome.
And we got this is another big moment in this picture. Do you remember this? Do you remember which picture
I would
it is?
assume this is the first NHL goal.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. I got to interrupt you here because we do this with every player around. We basically always give them their first NHL goal. Have you seen this picture? Like, I find it amazing that the guys automatically go back to their first NHL goal when you scored as many as you have. Like me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that moment. That was one of my goals.
Yeah.
But you scored a lot of goals. How do you remember that?
To be honest, just looked really young in that picture, and I remember Nick Ehlers passed to me on the 2-on-1, and I was playing with Frenchie, Matty Perot, and so that kind of jogged the memory there. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That's those are those moments. First draft NHL goal. It's you kind of dream about those moments, and you never know how it's going to play out. And it's pretty cool. It's awesome feeling, especially I remember I had my parents in the crowd too. They came up for that game. And just happened to be a homestand that they picked too, and obviously share that with them after school.
Under the bar.
Sick.
That's
Who was
a
the
nice
goalie?
first goal.
Who was that Dallas goalie? That wasn't Bishop, was it? No. Do you know who you scored on there, Kyle?
I don't.
Okay.
Oh, we'll have our
Imagine scoring that many goals. You don't
We'll
know
have
who first yet.
we'll have our research look at. Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's unreal.
Hey, you mentioned one thing real quick. You mentioned Ehlers. Dude, were you guys like, what the hell? His fight the other day? Like,
Oh,
he got a scrap. What was it, Brendan Smith he got in a fight with?
so angry.
This kid can throw. I love Ehlers. I didn't know he could do this.
Yeah, you guys got to watch some tape on him. He's got a sneaky left. He's fought, I think, Getzlaff and Perry.
Getzlaff, Perry.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else, but I was just waiting for him to get his left free. He's left-handed. It's kind of sneaky. Not kind of expose that to guys that they know that. But
We'll cut it that
he,
way.
he's tough. He'll surprise you.
Oh man, I love that one.
That was awesome.
It was like I was
You
like,
looked at Smith, didn't know what to do. He's like, what, really?
because he was being very like honorable. He's like,
Yeah.
are you sure? Like,
Right.
you sure?
You don't
And then
have to.
I would love to. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's go. And but anyways,
Yeah.
I love watching him play and getting a little gritty here. We got another one here. Look at this hair. Fastest skater.
Wow.
Look at that.
Pert Plus commercial.
Yeah, you would think I'd get like a shampoo out of that or something, some kind of deal, but still working out. Yeah, that's the first All-Star appearance, fastest skater there.
I wish you did that today. Your mustache would have flowed right into that hair. It all would have like a dog looking out the window in a car. Like it just would have blown right back and just all became
Dude,
one
that
big
hair was
hair.
perfect. There
That
wasn't
was
one
nice,
out of
though.
place there. Listen, so I have a question.
Okay.
Did you go like early in that fastest skater or later in the fastest skater? Do you remember?
I don't.
Oh, 'cause
Third, maybe?
I would get
But-
so nervous for guys
For the ruts?
with no helmets on. Yeah, you guys are going so fast. Did you get nervous at all? I mean, you want to win, but
Yeah,
let's be careful.
Actually, pretty steep coming around. Like you're coming at such a steep angle around that net. Like usually, we kind of take a wide angle. Maybe they move the nets up would be helpful, but it's definitely something in the back of your mind. You never want to be that guy, so maybe you ease off the gas a little bit around the corners.
Yeah.
It is an all-star game, but it's you never want to see someone go flying on the boards.
We got a bunch of bobbleheads on set here, and this is yours, which is probably the best one I've seen in
Ever.
quite some time. So we need to get a hold of one of these. So I don't know, Winnipeg Jets, you can send them to NHL Network. We'll put it right here on the table. But I mean, that's got to be cool, right? Getting your own bobblehead.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you don't really think about. Hey, it'd be cool to have your own bobblehead, but when it happens, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I think it turned out amazing as well. We'll have to send one up there, but yeah, it's cool. I get a lot of family and friends texting. It's something that everybody loves to have, and we got a big box too. They hooked us out pretty good, so we got everybody back.
They're hard to
all
sign,
bobble-
though. They're hard to sign, though, huh? I
Yeah,
remember we got
yeah.
one going in
There's
Jersey.
there's no real good spot.
No, it
Right on
kind
the
of.
forehead, man.
Yeah,
Right.
that would be better. The forehead would be better for me. You got to keep his. It's just got that whole setup is creative. Good job on them making that with the real hair.
Hey, we got another one here. This is a goal you scored against the Preds this year, and I come to realize we all talk about Leon Draisaitl, the way he has the Preds number. I mean,
Yeah.
you pretty much have their number as well, and this is the hat trick game. You just feeling it in this game, and you just feeling it against the Preds in general?
Yeah, apparently. That was a pretty cool play. Scheif, found me with speed on the outside, and one of I think it was Murat Atesh, the reporters asked me after the game, like, hey, you scored a goal like that probably 3 or 4 years ago and also had a hat trick in the game. And it's kind of jogged my memory. It was against Nashville as well. It's weird how those two plays kind of came together, but it's yeah, I mean, those are pretty special goals. You score those kind of making a move like that.
This
Not
is
very
it.
often, but yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow.
2019. So yeah, very similar. He kind of hit me in the speed of the neutral zone, but
He forced PK out of Nashville in that one. I don't know, man.
He's trying to give you a
Come
little
on,
side
PK.
spin.
He tripped it, too.
did.
There's a trip.
Look at how he puts his palms up. What else could I do? That was a great move, man.
Put him in a
Appreciate
blender.
it.
Love it.
All right, it's great. We got one more for you, and then we'll let you go here. What else we got? This is one of those pictures, man.
Look at that. Yeah, that was the first time I went to Hawaii. That was in Maui, and yeah, that was a really rough day out. This is my first time surfing.
Hold on.
And
No. Your first time surfing, you're doing this? This guy's one of those guys who's good at everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't golf, goes up, shoots 71 probably. Come
Put a
on,
little
that's your
context
first
in
time.
it. Yeah, it was like I love just trying new experiences, going out, like just being adventurous. I went to they got the booths over there, and some guy I was like, hey man, like just take me out. I want to try this. And
He's like,
so the
take
guy
me out.
takes
I'll
you
take
out
care
and-
of the rest.
yeah, what they do is they put you in a wave. So this guy swims out there with me on his board, and we're just chilling. But he kind of pushes you into the wave. So obviously getting up, it's still challenging. But it's he's picking out the waves. That's probably one of the hardest parts. Once you take a wave to shore, is you're trying to get back out there. These things are crashing down on you. You got to duck and go under. It's a lot more of a workout than you anticipate. But really cool experience.
Oh,
That was incredible.
That is nuts. That's a crazy pick.
Hockey players have great balance, and that's probably part of the reason he's such a good surfer.
How about on the lake? You probably picked it up on the lake, being towed behind a couple boats now and again, right?
Yeah, that's a very addicting sport as well, wake surfing, which we do all the time. And it's your first step, you get up, and there's always levels to it. Next thing you're trying 360, you're going no rope, and you're just constantly trying to improve. But it's fun. It's an addicting sport. We're really competitive too. I got two brothers, and we're always trying to one up each other on that.
Oh, hey,
fantastic.
I love all that, dude. I love getting to know you a little bit more, too, and you keep doing what you're doing, because we'll be on this side, and we'll keep pumping you up, because we love what we're seeing, but we appreciate you hopping on here.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.